Hello and welcome to week 3 of making a wearable Lego Technic Iron Man suit before Avengers Doomsday. Now before we get into the design progress from this week, I've got a few sets to add to the possible parts to use. That's right, I've got 2 new sets this week, and neither of them are particularly big, but they do manage to push the total piece count available to make the suit to over 19,000. So first we have the 30735 little hot rod, the poly bag, and then we've got the 42218 logging machine. And the reason why I've got these is because they had Lego in Lidl, and Lidl has got lovely cheap prices, and I was there getting my weekly shop and I thought, might as well, could be helpful for the set. So we'll see if those get used in the future, but for now, on to the actual update. And now the first update is actually nothing to do with the design at all, and it is instead following on from something I said last week. This week I have got a thermal top, which I will wear underneath the suit, and is very helpful because now when I'm designing, I have exactly what's going to be going underneath it, got no loose fabric getting in the way, and it just adds a bit of consistency from day to day in the designing. Now the first thing you should know is that this week I have incorporated the pieces from the 42128 rescue truck. Here we are, the 42128 is added to the pallet. And with those parts, you can see I have expanded into the core region, as well as expanding a little bit on the chest there as well. Now, I haven't done that much progress this week just because I've been quite busy with other things. I've not had as much time as I would have wanted to dedicate to this. But overall, I'm still very happy with the progress that I've made. So with this new design at the core, I've tried to ensure that I've still got lots of mobility in it. Especially the shoulders here, I made them as quite a solid structure that didn't really have that much movement in it. That meant my shoulders can't move as much when I've got the helmet on and things, and it was just not a great decision for me. So what I've tried to do with this core section is that all of the beams and stuff running down are just connected with one pin, so they can still hinge, which means I can like bend over and things, and the structure just sort of folds around and hopefully will maintain its overall look. Now I also want to draw your attention to this bit in the middle here with the 2 orange wheel arches. Now on the real Iron Man suits, this is obviously where the arc reactor goes and it powers the whole suit. But since this isn't being powered, there is no need to put an arc reactor in there. However, I do still want to try and make something that acts as the heart of the model sort of thing. A Technic piece that brings it all together and almost brings it to life, and as such that is going to be the very last thing that I do. So the rest of the suit around it is going to be made and modified. All of this stuff, there's all the little holes and things will hopefully be filled. It'll change over time, but this hole in the middle here will stay empty until the very end, when that will be the last thing I make with, by that point, probably limited parts available, and that just challenges my creativity a bit more. But at that point I will just put it in, and it'll be the last thing that goes in, and it will bring the whole thing to life. Another thing I'm looking into getting for the future is a mannequin, because the design process is quite slow at the moment, because what I have to do is I put the suit on, have a look at where I'm looking at and what pieces I think could fit there, take it off, put the pieces on, put it back on, look in the mirror, see if it works. If it doesn't, take it off, change it, put it on. It's just quite a long process, mainly because it's very hard to add to it when it's not on me, because I don't know what the shape of it is. When I take it off, it's very floppy, it bends around, like it's not designed to sustain itself, it's not self-supporting. But if I could get a mannequin, a full-size one, that's almost my height, I think a 6-foot mannequin would kind of do the job, and then that would be incredibly helpful to expand the design further. However, mannequins are quite expensive, so I am looking on Facebook Marketplace and things, and I'm just trying to find a cheap one somewhere. It's a desperate plea, but if anybody out there is in and around the Glasgow area and has a full mannequin they'd like to sell me, then I'd be more than happy to take it. But at the moment I'm just looking around, and hopefully that's something that over the next couple of weeks I'll be able to source. Now the next steps for this is just going to be continuing on the core and the sides, adding all of the main beams, adding panels, all that kind of stuff to just build up the core and the back and the sides. Now it's like everything else, probably not going to be final, as I'm only working with 2 sets at the moment, so the available parts is just quite low. So my best guess is that I'll get it to somewhere near what the front here is. So you've got obviously some major gaps in there, but you've also got the rough look of the paneling and what it's kind of going to be like, and it'll get to something similar to that. That's the goal, and then I'll move on to whatever comes next after that. But the sides and the back, especially the back, even up at the shoulders, there's not much there, so that'll be a lot of the focus for the next couple of weeks. And then after I've finished all that, near the end, I'll come back and start filling in all the holes. But that's going to do it for this week. As I said, less progress this week just because I've been quite busy. But if you want to stay updated, follow me on Rebrickable, Instagram, and here on YouTube, and I'll see you next time.